What's up, guys? Lou Trades here. Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful day. Hopefully your trading is going well. Wanted to go over the 15-minute opening range breakout once again, but this time what I wanted to show you is the main reason, or one of the reasons I enter, or the confirmation, sorry, that I enter within the 15-minute opening range is using the 4-hour zone, or the 4-hour time frame. Right, so I'm going to give you a scenario of what I actually did take today as an entry, looking at four markets. I know I made a previous video to take a look for at the four markets, but I want to show you guys how I do it. Right now I'm using Bolinox, one of my intraday master accounts, and I'll show you exactly how I enter, risking 200 just to make 1.5 risk to reward. So risking 200 just to make it just a little over $300 today. And I'll go over. So right now, as you can see, we're looking at the Nasdaq. All these are in the micro. So Nasdaq, MES, which is the S&P 500, Dow Jones, and the Russell. Those are the four that I tend to look at. I mostly tend to look at the Nasdaq, right? So today I was actually looking at the four. This is the 15-minute, but I was looking at the 4-hour and seeing what was going on there. I did see a some type of liquidity sweep, right? Where they took out these sweeps up here. Same thing. I did see it on the in the 15. I saw that, the Dow Jones did the same thing. The MES, now the MES was a little bit didn't reach my zone, right? It still did go lower, but it didn't reach the zone that I wanted it to reach. And I actually did see it on the Russell, right? So the Russell did take out, the high from yesterday, 4-hour zone as well, which again, this is a 4-hour, and we'll go here in 4 hours. You'll see it right, the Dow Jones, see 4 hours right here, right? Took that 4-hour zone out, right? And 4-hour zone on the S&P 500, right? It didn't reach the zone that I wanted. Obviously it did it, here, but since it was already up here, I was like, maybe it wants to get up here, right? And the same thing with the same thing goes with the Russell, right? So 4-hour zone, took it out. And this goes with, if you're selling or buying, right? So in this case we sold, but if you're buying, right, and it takes some type of sweep and it's within the 15-minute opening range, and that's depending on what you see, you could take. So going back to the 15-minute, I want to show you guys. So we see that the Nasdaq, right, took that out, right? So where do my thing is, where do you enter, and how what's your risk to reward, right? So I've always said, me personally, I tend to look for a small risk to reward of from 1 to 1.5, right? And then from there on, you guys could go ahead and back test, see if you like your 1.2, your 1.3, and so forth, right? But I went back to 5 minutes. Give me a second here. 15 minutes. Okay. So I did see that the Dow Jones did it very nice as well. But once I saw the Russell, I'll show you the Russell. So right here, right, this is the 930 candle, 15-minute opening range. It breaks down, right? We see that this is a nice area where it could come back up. But for me, the risk to reward wasn't there, right? So I didn't take it. I didn't take that I didn't take that because at the end of the day, it was just too big of a move, right? So I was not expecting the price to go all the way down here, especially with the news that's going to be coming in today. So at least when my 1.5 is telling me it has to go down here, right? And I know how Nasdaq is, right? You know how Nasdaq is. So once I saw that it was fighting this area, they didn't really fully come back to this area. I didn't take it. Didn't take it on the S&P 500 either. Right, if we go over here, we see that 15-minute opening range, it breaks. We're trying to look for the retest up here. Right, we're trying to look for the retest. Doesn't really come back to my zone. but same thing. This one does break that area. Now it's coming back up, and I'll show you Russell, right? So Russell was the main one, and I'll go ahead and zoom into this one so you guys can see it a little bit better. Now we see it a lot closer, 4 hours on. So again, looking at 4 markets, which one is giving you that best confirmation to what you're looking for, right? So that's the reason I look at these 4 markets. I know these 4 markets tend to move a lot faster than other markets from my experience, right? So I tend to look at 4 of these 4 markets, and I try to see what happens in the open. Now I have my areas marked in the 4 hours. I had this area right here, this gap right here. There was a gap right here. Now it filled it, but at the time there was a gap right in this area right here. So I have my area, right? So I have my area. This is a gap as well, right? So this is a gap. That's why I have it formed there. But really, this is a gap. Actually, up here, this whole gap right here, right? So see from here all the way here, there's still a gap. So this area is an area of that it's a potential it could go ahead back and reverse back. So that's the reason why I had it. This liquidity on top. So once we go to 15 minutes, right, we go to 15 minutes, we see that the price is already on a zone, right, on a specific zone, breaks down. Not only this is the 15 minute, right? And what happens, it decides to actually touch our area, which is the last candle. You see this last bullish 15-minute candle. It tried. Now it sweeps it, finishes, right? The candle finishes underneath, and it comes back. Right, comes back. You put your stop loss where it's supposed to go, right? And you target an area where you believe it could go, right? So for example, I had this area down here because there was a specific fair value gap or whatever you want to call it, but there was a gap, and it meets my 1.5, right? At least it meets my 1.5. So that was it. Risking $200 from a specific sweep, confirmation. Now that it could have taken me, here, come back up. Well, that's part of it, right? But that's all probability. It's a probability game. I decided to take that one. Decided to take it on the Russell, and once I did that, 1.15. Now, obviously, look at this, 1.2, almost 1.3, and now look what's happening right now as we speak. This is real life. It's moving right back to this area, right? Because now it wants to see if it wants to reject this area or if it's gonna bounce from here to look for these gaps up here. We'll see, or maybe get back to the VWAP. All right, but I just wanted to show you guys using the 4 hour zone, right? Mark your 4 hour zones, mark your order blocks in 4 hours, and see where once you go to 15 minutes, see where the market is. See what the market is telling you. Is it coming up from a zone, to the downside or from the upside? What is it telling you? Again, not every time it's going to work. Not every time is 100%, but throughout the time that you do this, throughout time that you actually back test this, you're going to start seeing certain things that will click a lot faster for you. And you could take better entries, and not just entries just to enter for no reason, right? Like there should be a reason to exit and a reason to enter your trades. All right, so I just wanted to show you guys that, just that little thing that I tend to look at as well, using 4 hour zones. If you see that the 4 hour zone is not clear, then just let the price move and see what it does afterwards and take your trades from there. But most of the times, the price will tell you, hey, I'm coming from this zone. I'm going to retest this zone back here. And looking at these 4 markets, it will let you know, hey, this one is doing it a lot cleaner than the NASDAQ, or the NASDAQ might be doing it a lot cleaner than the S&P 500 that day. And at the end of the day, it's like I always say, take a look at your contract size, see what you're willing to risk, see what you're are willing to win as well, right? And see from there on, everything should run smoothly. But anyways, guys, I just wanted to show you guys that. Please back test it, see if that works for you. If it does, perfect. And if there's anything else that you guys actually do, within the 15-minute opening range that you guys like to share, please let me know. Let me know what do you guys have. I'll back test it as well. Anyways, guys, have a blessed day. Hopefully your trading goes smooth throughout the rest of the week. Have a blessed one. Bye.